My name is Kendra Jones, and today I'm presenting my research on leading in times of change, challenges, and chaos. Some may think that anyone can be a leader, and while it may be true that many can secure a leadership position, being an effective leader, especially during challenging times, requires more than just the ability to tell people what to do and what not to do. Steve Farber said in his book, Greater Than Yourself, your heart has to be big enough to care about others' hopes and dreams as much as you care about your own. You have to expand yourself before you can make others greater. Expanding yourself requires resilience, positivity, focus, and the ability to communicate openly and effectively. It requires not only being a manager, but being a leader. Many believe that a leader and a manager are one and the same, but this is not the case. According to Jay Cotter in the book Leading Change, a manager creates budgets, drives towards perfect numbers on a dashboard, establishes and monitors policies, and strives to produce short-term results expected by stakeholders. While a leader establishes direction, aligns people, motivates and inspires, and produces long-term changes in the people they lead. As an employee of the oil and gas industry and a company that is facing acquisition, I can speak from experience when I say that in the midst of uncertainty, employees look to leadership to make them feel safe and secure. Glenn Lopez said in his article, 7 Ways Leaders Maintain Their Composure During Difficult Times, that employees have grown tired of working in survival mode and want to be part of a workplace culture where they can get back to doing what they do best without the fear of losing their job. While leaders cannot necessarily control the destiny of their employees, their actions can reduce stress and set the tone of their workplace. In today's struggling market, leaders must stand out and refuse to accept the status quo. One vital component is their ability to maintain their composure. Composure is reflected in attitude, body language, and overall presence. When the leader cannot maintain composure, employees feel uneasy and stress is heightened. Bill Murphy Jr. shared an article about former military Lieutenant Dave Swanson. Swanson told of 9 things that great leaders do in difficult times. The first of those is to control fear and maintain composure. There are several other keys to being a successful leader during uncertainty. Employee engagement and communication are powerful tools when navigating through difficult times. The emotional effect of a downturn is very real to employees. According to Peter Stark in his article, 6 Reasons to Involve Employees in the Decision-Making Process, it's when a leader keeps their employees informed, even when the news is not positive, it lessens the tension in the workplace. When leaders not only communicate, but involve employees in the decision-making process, they are more likely to focus their attention on finding solutions rather than blaming management. The leader also needs to be honest with the information they share. This gives employees the opportunity to process information and prepare for possible outcomes. Leaders need to interview their employees and listen to their concerns. Too often, managers make decisions from their point of view without getting on the level of those who are most affected by the decisions they make. An engaged and effective leader will ask for the opinions of employees, be open to their suggestions, and become familiar with current processes. Leadership is rarely involved in the details and processes of day-to-day activities. This makes it difficult, if not impossible, for changes to be made without involving the employees. Golson and Haggard said in their article, Leading in Tough Times, by understanding people's concerns, the leader can more readily address them and share with them the information and insights that will help reduce misunderstandings and fight negative rumors. Next is learning to delegate. In the middle of change, a leader can easily become overwhelmed. This is why it's necessary for leadership to delegate. They should be there to assist when needed, but trust their employees to handle situations. Another component of success is resilience. Daryl Connor said in his book, Leading at the Edge of Chaos, resilient individuals will move forward into unfamiliar, uncertain settings, taking action even when the risk of failure is substantial. Rather than ensuring that every I is dotted and every T is crossed, they will test their ideas, learn from experience, revise their plan, and test again. He also said that an individual's speed of change is how quickly one can move through change with the least amount of dysfunction. The single most important factor in enhancing speed of change is resilience. Resilient leaders are able to take on more change without succumbing to physical and emotional stress. The book Leading at the Edge of Chaos points to being positive, focused, flexible, and organized as characteristics that define resilient behavior. Negativity produces catastrophic results, such as short tempers, skepticism, fatigue, and debilitating stress. When the leader radiates negativity, it can't help but bleed over onto the individuals that he or she leads. Rather than giving in to fear and negativity, a great leader will view crisis as opportunity, looking for the positive in every situation, and if they can't find any, they will look for ways to overcome the negative. Another important characteristic of leadership is focus. The leader must have a clear vision that does not falter. If the person in charge does not have a clear path established, there will be chaos and ultimately failure. Focused leaders have the ability to bring clarity and purpose to change, even when the change feels chaotic. Next is flexibility. Flexible leaders have the ability to walk away from old ways of doing business that have failed to be effective or that may have been comfortable and adapt to new and improved processes. Daryl Connor said in his book, Leading at the Edge of Chaos, unfamiliar situations can rarely be conquered by familiar means. Heightened stress that is present during difficult times can sometimes cause employees to be lackadaisical and uninterested. This is a time when leaders should raise the bar, give employees goals in order to keep them focused on the end result. Downturns are also an ideal time to focus on process improvement, finding ways to work leaner when the downturn ends and the market is thriving again. This is also the time to ask for commitment from employees. The leader cannot be effective if they do not have the support of those they lead. An article in the Wall Street Journal pointed out 7 lessons for leading through crisis, some of which we've already discussed. Number 1, the leader must face reality. They must realize their role and gather their team together and come to an agreement on root causes rather than short-term fixes. Number 2, no matter how bad things are, they will get worse. When the leader has the opinion that things are as bad as they can get, they tend to drop the ball on corrective action. Number 3 is build a mountain of cash and get to the highest hill. The one with the most cash comes out on top. Number 4, get the world off of your shoulders. Delegating is a vital task for the leader to overcome adversity. Number 5, before asking others to sacrifice, volunteer yourself. Don't ask your employees to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. Number 6, never waste a good crisis. Crisis provides the leader with a platform to get things done that were required anyway and offer the same sense of urgency to accelerate their implementation. Number 7, be aggressive in the marketplace. Times of downturn is the perfect time to focus on research and development of new products. Regardless of how many people you're leading and in what type of situation, resilience, positivity, organization, flexibility, and focus can be the difference between success or failure and between thriving and simply surviving.